What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to go over the final 6 games of 2025 that I'm very much looking forward to. I'm going to exclude the trio of Marvel Cosmic Invasion, Mouse PI for Hire, and Mixtape. I always throw those in as the honorable mentions. I mean, the simple truth is we're just running out of time, right? And if they all come out like the first week of December, well, I'll talk about them then, and I'll be playing them, and we'll have videos then. But these are games that all have the dates. And I'll even go in terms of release order. So starting with one that is just, it's coming out this week. It has had absolutely no promotion of any kind. I mean, it's one that I hope to get to, hopefully actually this week, in Keeper, the Double Fine game, the Lighthouse one. The game looks pretty cool. I wish you could really go into any more depth than that. But I mean, the honest truth is there's just been next to nothing. It's really, we know it's a lighthouse. We know kind of like how the movement works, how the camera is positioned. And we know it's Double Fine, and we know that they're a very, a talented, a creatively talented studio, right? They do some things that are a little crazy, and I very much appreciate that. Well, and remember, there was actually some things behind the scenes that maybe Xbox was trying to change that, but overall, it does seem like they have retained that identity of Psychonauts and all that jazz. So I'm hoping this game is good. I'm hoping that anybody cares about this game whatsoever. I mean, it's on Game Pass, so hopefully it gets some players that way. And like I said, I hope to play it this week. I'm almost done platinuming Ghost of Yotei, so I think I will be able to get to it, but it's one that just has had absolutely no kind of conversation whatsoever, and you really even can't have a lot of conversation on it, I guess, to be honest. So that's number one. Next up after that, back-to-back days, Ninja Gaiden 4 on, I believe, the 21st, and then Dispatch on the 22nd. Both of these are probably, well, I don't want to say they're necessarily the highest on the list, because there's actually some really good ones later, too, but Ninja Gaiden just looks like an absolute blast. I cannot wait to get into that, hack and slash energy, a little bit of challenge, actually maybe a lot of bit of challenge, beautiful visuals, the gore, the blood, all that jazz. So I'm super, super pumped to, and really, just to play a different kind of game. I mean, to go from playing demos here of SpongeBob and Reanimal and Little Nightmares 3 and Ghost of Yotei, and just, going through all the games that I've been playing recently, Ninja Gaiden scratches, a particular itch that none of those games, it's a very different kind of game compared to all of those other ones. So I'm just really, really excited to do something pretty darn different and hopefully play just kind of like a safely, really, really good game, which I think is what Ninja Gaiden 4 is going to be. And like I said, the day after is Dispatch. Now, technically, Dispatch is for 4 weeks, and it's 2 episodes per week, right? So 2 on October 22nd, and then every Wednesday after that for 3 weeks, you'll get the rest of the game. High potential, high potential. Really, really hope this game nails it. It's hopefully can be everything that The Wolf Among Us 2 also can be, but just, we're never going to get that one, so and we are going to get Dispatch. There is something rather special about any episodic game ever, coming out, just actually releasing, because they always seem to have so many problems. And of course, again, the lineage, a lot of people that made Dispatch, some of them worked on Wolf Among Us 2, some of them go back to the golden age of Telltale. So I'm really, really pumped. And like I said, I think high ceiling, high potential for Dispatch. It could disappoint, but I think there's a lot there that could actually work and maybe even surprise people. Then we get one that, I'll be honest, I've fallen off of quite a bit. Not that I was necessarily so high on to begin with, is The Outer Worlds 2. This is one, I mean, it's on my radar. It's on my radar. I am excited about it and for it, to an extent. But if I'm ranking these 6 games, and even if you want to include those 3 games that I used as honorable mentions, this would be 6 or this would be 9, depending on which of those 2 lists you'd be going by. It's kind of a prove it situation to me. Outer Worlds is a game that I can respect, I can get it, and I guess I can get some of it, let's say that. I do like several elements of The Outer Worlds. I tried replaying it a couple weeks back and generally liked it, but I don't know if I would say love. And I don't know, just priorities, I guess, for me. Like I look at these games and just, my own selfish desires. Like there are some games that I'm looking forward to more than this game, and it just finds itself, at the bottom. But, if the game comes out, and I've seen gameplay, I mean, the game definitely looks like it's elevated, in terms of just the shooting, gunplay, looks far, far better than what Outer Worlds did. And then Outer Worlds, I do think, had a lot of really nice writing, had some really good side quests, main quests, decisions that had impact. Every conversation kind of felt meaty in that way, and it kind of differentiated, I would say, from other, just RPGs of its kind. So I'm not saying it's going to be garbage or anything, but I'm kind of just waiting till the day. Like, I don't really have any super strong thoughts. I'll get to it. If I get to it, if I don't, like, I'm not going to lose my mind over it. I do want to give it a chance. Being on Game Pass obviously is helpful, right? But that's kind of my story for The Outer Worlds. And then the final two, we have SpongeBob SquarePants Titans of the Tide coming out in November. Again, just played the demo yesterday, 2 days ago, whenever you guys are seeing this video. Did the review on the demo. The game, I mean, I was already going to get it. I was already excited for it. The demo made me honestly more excited than I probably should be for a SpongeBob game, because it just was incredibly good. Far better than I thought it was going to be, even though I thought it was going to be good. So I cannot wait to go back. I'm planning behind the scenes to replay Battle for Bikini Bottom. So I'm kind of in that SpongeBob platformer mood, to be honest with you, and I'm really pumped to do both of those games. I think, again, high potential there too, where it really could be Titans of the Tide, could really be one of, if not the best SpongeBob games ever created. And then to end us off in the year, which, by the way, again, because like maybe Marvel Cosmic Invasion, I really think that might be the final game that comes out of interest to me in 2025. But Metroid Prime 4 Beyond coming out in December, right? Again, I feel like if you're going to stuff Mouse PI and Mixtape and all that stuff, it also is coming out in December. If not, it's going to get delayed till January or February. But super excited. I'm more excited for Metroid than I was for Pokemon Legends. I probably am still going to get that when my wife and daughter really want it. But so far, the Switch 2 has been my Mario Kart machine. I skipped out on Donkey Kong. I do want to fix that issue. I do want to get Donkey Kong eventually. But it hasn't been used enough. And I guess, Donkey Kong, Pokemon, this, right? There hasn't been too many options, but this is the one. Really, from the beginning, I was always going to get this game. I was going to get it on Switch 1. If it only ever came out on Switch 1, I'll get it on Switch 2 when it comes out on Switch 2, which is day one, I believe, right? So I'm super, super pumped for this game, just to give the Switch 2 a little bit of, like, reason to use it. Super pumped. And for it to be the final game, at least, like I said, right now, I cannot wait for it. And there you go. Still some good ones. We had an unreal September and October. Too much, to be honest with you. I fell behind. I skipped some games. I'm going to use, by the way, all this time that we have at the end of the year, because there's not too many games, and they're not all that long, right? SpongeBob is not all that long. Metroid's not going to be all that long. I'm going to use this time to go back and play the games that I skipped or just didn't finish throughout 2025. So I'm trying to use the time wisely, but there's still some pretty darn freaking good games, coming out between now and Christmas, with the potential, like I said, of really 3 more. I think you get at least one of those 3: Mouse PI, Mixtape, Marvel. I think Marvel is the most likely to land this year. Mouse PI I could see being delayed. Mixtape I could see getting delayed, but still some very, very good games. I'll obviously be covering probably all 6 or 7 on the channel. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.